Okay, today I'm going to buy a Canon, sorry. Okay, today I'm going to build a Sony event photography kit using my 11-step system. Remember, I'm only going step 1 through 5, which is going to be all the steps that will basically build out a kit that can cover most events that you'll be shooting, because I am an event photographer and that's what I'm going to focus on. If you're a wedding photographer, I think this advice will come in very handy as well. There's almost no difference in the advice I would give. And my first step is to buy a Canon. My first step is to buy a camera body, and that is going to be a no-brainer for me. I'm going to go with the A7 IV. So let's go ahead and add that to my cart for $2,500. It did move up in price compared to the A7 III, but I think that the A7 III was really only priced to go after market share. I think that camera was priced for that reason alone. In that way, they easily could have gotten $2,500, but they wanted to get more market share. How does this camera compare to the R6? Well, in comparison, I think the R6 is actually a more purpose-built camera for events. However, this camera might be a better choice for wedding photographers. When it comes to events, I don't need more than 20 megapixels, so I'll happily take faster burst rates and that kind of thing. But if you're a wedding photographer, maybe your client is going to make very large prints, whereas event clients typically are not going to. And so it's a good choice. I think for a wedding photographer, it's a good choice for an event photographer as well, of course. Okay, let's go to lenses now. Step 2 is to get my bread and butter lens, and that is going to be my 24-70 f2.8. Reason being, this is a lens I will use for the duration of my career, most likely. It's a lens that I can use 90% of the time if I need to. It's a lens in which I'll be shooting things in which I want a shallow depth of field, and because it will be used so often, it is likely to be used in low light. And those are all the reasons I'm getting a 24-70 2.8 and not an f4. Sony does have a new version of their 24-70. The old one is 1700, which is a lot cheaper than Nikon and Canon's versions, but we're not going to go that route. We're going for the best. So if I can find it, that's what I'm going to get. So here we go, 24-70 f2.8 G Master Mark II. Add that to cart, and we'll keep shopping. Okay, so I'm now on step 4, and step 4 is either a 70-200 or my wide angle lens, depending on what I'm going to be shooting. And so let's search by just highest first to weed out the consumer end stuff. And let's find a 16-35 2.8 is not what we want. We want an F4 version because we will be shooting things that typically want more depth, things that don't need 2.8. Where are you? And here we go. This is very cheap. That's not a pro lens, is it? I guess that's it, huh? Okay, so here we go. We have an FEPZ, and I don't know what any of that means. 16-35 f4G full frame, constant aperture, $1,200. I guess that would be it. That's the competitor to what I bought with Nikon and Canon. So let's go ahead and add that to cart. And then I will next add a 70-200. They made it easier on me, Sony, because they make their telephotos white like Canon. But let's find the most modern, up-to-date version. And here we, nope, that's not it. $2,800. Now it's not available, so I'm gonna just skip it, and then we'll look at Adorama to get the price because they won't let me add it to cart. So we now just need a, we forgot a flash actually. I skipped a step. Oops. So here we go, and I noticed again, like the most expensive one, which I assumed was what I was looking for, is not available. So again, we'll go to Adorama and we'll take a look at the totals there. So let's jump ahead to that. Okay, here I am at Adorama, and let's take a look at everything I bought. I bought a Sony a7 IV for $2,500. My next step was to get my bread and butter 24-270 f2.8. I got that for $2,300. After that, I got my flash, which came out to $550, and I admit there was some confusion over what flash was the right flash with Sony. My understanding is a lot of Sony users don't use a Sony flash, and they're mostly going third party, but I'm not 100% on that. After that, I got my wide angle and my telephoto. So I got the 16-35 for about $1,200, and then I got my telephoto for $2,800. My grand total with tax was $10,227. We can call it $10,200, and we can now go ahead and close that. We'll compare that to Nikon and Canon. So Nikon was the cheapest. Let's put it in that order of cheapest to most expensive. Nikon was $9,900 approximately, followed by Sony. So Sony was not more than Canon. Sony was $10,200. So $9,900. So it's about $300 more to go with Sony over Nikon. Not so bad. And then Canon was about $10,800. $10,800. So $600 more. So kind of significant. You know, it's about $900 more than a Nikon system, $600 more than a Sony system. But as I mentioned in my last video comparing Nikon to Canon, over the course of a career, over the course of 5 or so years that it might take you to buy everything you need, if you favor one brand over another and it's more expensive, I think you should go for it. In the end of the day, I don't really think you should be making your decision on what you're going to pursue based off anything else, to be honest. You know, when you're starting out, you're going to buy what you can afford. And if you like that camera enough, you're probably going to stick with it. Very few of us are taking this really dispassionate look at all the different brands and then making a decision based off something like a spreadsheet or something and calculating everything up. And of course, it was not the purpose of this video or these videos, but you can always go third party. And I think if you're going third party and if you're going like EF lenses, Canon might be the cheapest option. That might be interesting to find out. If people are interested in me taking a look at that, I will. But I'm excited to get onto different content. I've already got my low lighting video filmed. I just need to film some supplemental footage that I haven't had an opportunity to because it is so hot in LA that I can't even go outside to film. And I'm really excited about some upcoming content. If you like this content, please like, subscribe. I appreciate all of you watching. I appreciate all the support everyone's been showing me lately. I really mean it. Thank you all. I really appreciate you. I said that a lot, but I really do. Okay, bye.